Early in the morning on January 8, 2020, the whole world was shocked by Iran's vengeance on an airbase with US troops stationed in Iraq. Iranian media reported that dozens of missiles were aimed at Iraq's San al-Assad airbase. This is Tehran's response after the US launched a campaign to kill Qasem Soleimani of Iran. According to the Tribune News Service, a missile expert of Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington, Michael Ehrman, said Iran used Fateh-313 missiles to attack al-Assad's airbase. Fateh-313 is the latest variant in the family of Iranian-developed Fateh short-range ballistic missiles. The new missile was introduced in 2015 on the occasion of the Iranian Defense Industry Day, an annual event for Tehran to display its military hardware. Speaking at the launch of the new Fateh-313 missile model, Iranian President Hassan Rouhani emphasized Tehran's missiles, as well as Navy, Air Force, and infantry, will not be used against any country. Hassan Rouhani also asserted that such weapons are necessary for defensive purposes in the Middle East. After the Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s, Iran felt the need to modernize its missile force in the context of US sanctions. Iran turned to Chinese-made ballistic missiles like the B-610, an improved version of the HQ-2. During the 1990s, Iran depended on China for development of solid-fuel ballistic missiles. In 1988, China provided Iran with missile components and instructions on how to manufacture and test short and medium-range ballistic missiles. 2 years later, the two countries signed a 10-year agreement on scientific cooperation and missile technology transfer. In 1996, the CIA report stated that China supplied Iran with missile technology and components, including gyroscopes and accelerometers, as well as radar seeker equipment. As a result, the Fateh-313 ballistic missile was born in 1997. The first generation Fateh-313 version used the 650 kg warhead and range of 200 km, and then increased to 300 km. Fateh-313 is the next development of this missile family. It is almost identical to the previous generation, but utilizes a new composite fuel and body. These changes increase the range to 500 km from the Fateh-313's 300 km and be actively guided. According to sources, the Fateh-313 missiles is equipped with a satellite navigation system. In terms of appearance, Fateh-313 has 4 control fins at the top, 4 fins stabilized at the rear, along with 4 others. After traveling a distance, the upper part of Fateh-313 with 4 control fins and warhead will detect and continue to its own. This design is quite different from the previous generation, so the missile warhead is capable of flying faster towards the target. As its weight was reduced, its range increased. The missile controller with 4 control fins is attached to the warhead, and the accuracy is not reduced compared to the previous versions. As a result, the missile with the same warhead but has a longer range and accuracy remains the same as Fateh-313. Fateh-313 missiles can be carried and launched by the first-generation launchers based on a 6x6 square chassis. Each launcher can carry 2 missiles. During the first missile launch on the US base on the morning of January 8, Iran fired a total of 15 missiles. According to US officials, 10 missiles hit al-Assad's base, 1 aimed at Erbil airport in northern Iraq. 4 other missiles had trouble flying. It can be said that China laid the foundation for the development of Iran's ballistic missile technology. Over the past few years, Iran is starting to produce its own materials and improve its missiles, expanding its ballistic missile storage. Thousands of missiles have long been viewed as Iran's deterrent power and have been used as a focus image in propaganda videos or parades. The Iranian missile stockpile is believed to help the country's army expand its reach across the Middle East. Some analysts also said that the Iranian ballistic missile attack on US military bases in Iraq was to prove that Iran's missile strike capability had improved. This is also a warning from Iran to the West that the Iranian army could cause serious damage to the enemy if unfortunately a more serious conflict occurs. The video on India's Fateh-313 missiles ends here. Thank you for your interest. Let me know your opinion on this video. See you in the next videos. Don't forget to support the channel by like and subscribe. Goodbye.